Hi,
Hi.
welcome. Come on in. We're going to wait for some of you to join us. We are excited to see you. Welcome to the second installment of the Relationship Talk Lounge, where we discuss love, life, dating, and beyond everything you could imagine. I'm here with some of my friends. My name's Felicia. I am the host, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves so that you know who is speaking the good word to all of you. So let's go ahead and start up at the right, the left, whoever wants to start. Let's do it.
Okay, I'll start. Hey, everybody. It's me, Danielle, and nice to see y'all again.
Hey, Danny. All right, who we got?
Well, this is me, Jason. Living in Brooklyn. Used to be single, now in a relationship. So happy to give in a little bit of expertise on my end.
All right, Tamika, I'm gonna just go to you because we gonna leave this one to last.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tamika, Brooklyn girl, single. That's it. Nice to be
Ready
back.
to mingle, ready to mingle. Kwame, come on now with the open shirt. Tell them who you are.
With the open shirt, a nice open, a little Jill Scott for you, you know what I'm saying?
All
So it's
right,
your man, Kwame. Turn this down a little bit. Kwame, little Leo, little type O. Okay, all right. Here we go. We'll leave the rest for later.
I love it. Well, welcome to our Relationship Talk Lounge. So before I start, let's talk about Valentine's Day. Come on, like it just passed. I know we still celebrate it. So I'm curious on what some of us did for the day. Do we even celebrate? Do we have that little cushion? Did we go out to eat? What do we do? Tell me.
I worked. I
Oh,
worked. I had a show on the 15th, so I just stayed at home and
okay.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. The 15th was a Sunday.
I mean,
So that means Friday and Saturday, according to the last podcast we had, your DMs were supposed to be flooded. So you trying to tell
Mm.
me
Ooh.
that in 1 month time nobody did anything in any kind of way?
I do have some very interesting DMs.
Oh.
Oh, I some I can't talk about.
All right, all right. So on Valentine's Day, you were working, Danny,
I
or were you working? What
no,
what were we doing?
I was painting.
Okay, all right, all right. I like that. All right.
I'm
Anybody else had a date? Like, what did we do?
Yeah, went out to Jersey. Went out to Jersey. A place called Zentimacy Yoga in Cataract, New Jersey. Went to like a couples yoga class and just had like a little dinner and kept it really simple. And then on Saturday, I actually cooked dinner, so it was pretty chill for me.
All right. Tamika.
Oh, I showed myself some self-love and was
Ooh,
in the gym,
nice.
taking care of me, pouring into me. So
Yeah.
that was my Valentine's Day.
All
Always
right.
gotta invest in yourself first. No problem.
All right. Come on now, Flazell. Let's do
No,
it.
I didn't have a Valentine. I was involved in Fashion Week activities and obligations, so that's
Oh,
where my heart was.
uh-oh.
But I didn't take anybody out or anything like that.
Oh, well, remember, ladies, he's single, and there's some
That I
other single people here. So just
that I am.
memory. All right. So today's topic, we're going to talk about dun, 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 having close friends of the opposite sex. So really, honestly, we're just going to talk about trust. Okay. Trust
Okay.
is a big issue here. So curious, should your partner have close friends of the opposite sex? What do you think about that? Throw it at me.
I don't mind it.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna
Yes.
go with I don't mind and yes, because the other two were slow and quiet. So I feel like they questioned it a little bit. So go ahead, Danny. I want to hear from you.
I feel like everyone should be able to pick and choose their own friendships and connections. And I don't feel like it's my responsibility to kind of supervise their personal life and what it is that they want. So I'm supportive as long as there's clarity. And,
Hmm.
and I like to be friends with the guys that I'm dating friends, like he has homegirls. I want to hang out too. Like, where are we going? We having girls' night or whatever. So I enjoy it. Like, I don't mind it.
Okay. Is there a caveat to that? Because I'm curious. Like, what do you think of closeness, right? Are they close because they just met, they've worked together for a while, they were friends prior to the relationship with you? I'm curious on how comfortable you would be if, let's just say, they met, they sparked some interest, but
Like in the club?
they're right. Sorry?
In the club?
I mean, not in the club. It could be anywhere, right? And they just exchange numbers. They could be cool.
Yeah. If it's like some type of flirtation involved, like club meetup, or if it's not a genuine friendly, just friendly platonic,
Mhm.
then I'm not gonna be for it. And yeah, and that will be expressed.
Okay. I like that. All right.
Mm.
I heard another yes. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any problem with either partner having friends of the opposite sex,
Mhm.
especially if that person's been around, 15, 20 years. Somebody that comes in new can't expect all of a sudden to replace a person
Mhm.
that's been around for eons, you know what I'm saying? The,
Yeah.
the amount of experiences that one person has compared to the new person coming in just doesn't make a lot of sense. But I've been on both sides of the coin where I've been in past relationships where the new girlfriend coming in didn't like the fact that I had certain female friends or whatever. And
Hmm.
so in that situation, when the ex-girlfriend was very intelligent, a bunch of degrees, she was using her mental capacity to give me the Jedi mind trick to make the situation more complex than it needed to be. But over time, I learned that at the end of the day, it is all about trust. So
Yeah.
insecurity can be masked in many forms, from those that are blatantly insecure and from those that use a lot of other tactics to cover it up.
So can I ask a question then? So let's talk about communication, right? So you and your friends, right?
Yeah.
That's not your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your partner. What about like the frequency of communication? So you're talking to each other every day, you're hanging
Mhm.
out.
Mhm.
Like, what's that like? How would you feel about that? Like, is there a trust issue there? Could that be a trust issue? Could that become one?
It could be, just like you said, it's all about communication. So I personally believe there's a balance to everything, right? So now if you have a partner that is very busy, they have their regular job, then they have their business or they have the kids, whatever, that balance may work well for you in your relationship. So now that spare time that they are working doing other things, you
Hmm.
are supposed to have your own life. Um, Again, I can speak from both sides of the coin because there was a time where I thought that my relationship was supposed to be the end all be all. Your partner's supposed to be your everything.
Yeah.
And then you learn that ain't gonna work. That's not sustainable. You got to have your own fucking life. And
Yeah.
so now I got the relationship does what the relationship is supposed to do. And then I have friends that I go cycling with, that I have dinner with, that I hit the gym with, that I'm on podcasts with. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole other gamut
Hey,
of your
friend.
life. There's a whole other gamut of your life that it still needs to exist in the midst of you being in a relationship, marriage, whatever. So you just got to find that balance and be able to confidently communicate that to your partner. Otherwise, it's unfair, unfair, unrealistic,
Mhm.
unsustainable
Yep.
to think that one person is going to cover all of the bases that you need in your relationship. So you got to have a little bit of variety.
All right. I want to hear the opposite of this. Tamika, Kwame, I want to hear your thoughts on
How
this.
you know I was going to say the opposite? I'm not, for the record.
I
For the
know.
record, I'm not.
I
I
need to hear the
am
opposite
going to
too.
say, though, that it's not as maybe cut and dry. Now, first, I will say I am so glad that you're asking this question to 40-something-year-old Tamika, not 20-something-year-old Tamika,
Right.
because as much as insecurities may come into play, maturity definitely comes into play and how you
Mhm.
handle certain situations. And similar to what Danny said a few minutes ago, who has time to be policing other people's relationships and your relationships outside and the severity of how close, too close, this close, how you met her, how you know how, zero time for that.
Yeah.
22, 23-year-old private investigator on the side, Tamika, maybe have had a little bit more free time for all of that. But you learn and you grow and you figure out what matters. I'm a huge believer though in don't switch up on me. So if we meet and you bringing certain things and relationships and mannerisms to the table, then show me who you are from day one. Show me what your like. I'm not going to meet every single friend that you have on the first day. Like I'm not expecting that. But 2 years in for like, these friends of the opposite sex to just kind of pop up and like, oh yeah, that's my homegirl. We go way back. I ain't never heard this girl name like ever. What are we talking about? Like, where did this homegirl friend come up with like, out of the blue? But if it's part of your lifestyle, like what Jason is describing, like I have a network, I have a circle of friends and it's dynamic and it's women and it's men and it's people of all different, backgrounds or what have you. This is who I am and this is who I am bringing to the relationship from the jump, then I really don't have any issue with that. When something gets weird, it's obvious, right? Like that's not about whether or not it's a female friend or not. It's just when it's weird and when it don't smell right, then it doesn't. And then we'll have a conversation at that time.
I like that you added the smell right, because what if the caveat was they had sex at some point?
There you
right?
go. Okay.
You knew I was coming with it. So I want you to bring it back to me and tell me what you think about that, because sometimes that can be a little uncomfortable, right? When you have to think about this type of friendship that was once physical, but now not physical. So Kwame, come on. Tell me.
What was that song again that Biz made up? Oh, baby, you got what I need. Because she said he just a friend. Nah. So we playing green flag, red flags when we're dating and talking about friends. Okay. So the lifelong friends that she has since college, since high school, growing up, childhood, as an adult, that's fine. That those friends were there before me, have no problem with that. If she didn't sleep with those guys, no problem, green flag. Okay. How friendly is she with her male friends? That could kind of be a red flag. The frequency also in terms of calling them, texting them, DMing them, that frequency is a possible red flag.
Yeah.
I'm also looking for how many male friends does she have? Does her male friends outnumber her female friends? Does it tilt all the way where most of her friends are males? Yeah. Now, if she didn't sleep with any of them, okay, whatever color you get mixed with the green and red flag, maybe. But it's the frequency of the communication that I'm a little suspect about.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
I disagree.
All right, Jason.
God damn it. Now I've known Kwame for quite a while. Right. I still call bullshit. I still call bullshit, because it doesn't matter how much policing you do, how much communication them two have. There's always going to be a point where you can't really watch what somebody's doing. You know what I mean? Now, I've met people that I've smashed long ago, and as we grow, as we mature, maybe the smashing was temporarily entertaining at the time, but you realize this person is a better suit to be a friend. You know what I mean? And so now, after fucking a decade, you smashed once when y'all met decades ago. So now they just a regular friend. It ain't no double dipping. Not every dude is constantly looking for coochie. So there's some people that are just genuinely friends. You know what I mean? And so women are normally on defense. If a woman has a whole bunch of male friends, you have to trust them as the partner to know that they care about you. They are valuing your relationship. They are keeping these guys at a distance, because dudes are dudes and they gonna keep testing the waters, you know what I mean? Taking it out for drinks, seeing how late it could be, whatever kind of sexy text messages they sending. It's nothing you can do about it.
I said WYD, the what you doing text.
Right.
Kwame, I have a quick question. But like Kwame, if you're talking to her, you're 6 months in, you have a conversation, and you straight up ask her, "Hey, what's up with so and so? Did y'all hit?" And she's like, "Yeah, he smashed or whatever, but he wasn't my type like that. It wasn't nothing, So we just cool now. Like, is that not enough? That's where the trust comes in.
That's where the trust comes in. Did he smash a year ago? Did he smash 6 months ago? Did he smash 5 years ago? I agree with
Right.
Jason. If it was decades, then that's
Okay.
water under the bridge. That's done. If it was within like a 5-year, 3-year period,
Year?
then
I thought you were gonna say
well,
5 months.
I thought so too.
well,
Yeah.
five months. That's still the probationary period. So you really
What?
can't date. 5 months is
Listen, let me
not.
tell you, I'm gonna tell you real straight up, Kwame. If there was somebody who I was smashing 5 months ago and he's still not smashing, I'm not going back. Like, why is
Hold
there
on,
like
wait.
why
not
is
at
that a
all.
You
thing?
said smashing, plural, not smash once. You said
But
smashing.
either or, like if that was 5, 6 months ago, and now I am trying to see where you and I are gonna go. Why is this even a conversation? Now, mind you, I'm a very
No,
compartmentalized thinker.
no,
I
No,
put
no.
people in their boxes.
Tamika,
no.
wait, let me go back. Did you say
No,
if
it's
this
different.
was 5 months ago, it wouldn't be an issue?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just going with the numbers that Kwame
Oh, no,
threw
no, no,
out.
no, no.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because I'm curious. Like, and going back to
Jason, what was
Jason
so weird about
too.
what I just said?
Yeah.
What's that?
Plural smashing is more than just sex. Plural smashing is you like the dude. Feelings ain't
Or
gonna
like the
disappear
sex. I
in
don't
5 months.
understand.
You know
Y'all
what I'm
are really like, I don't understand.
saying? I'm explaining. I'm explaining right. If
Okay.
you meet somebody and y'all have a little attraction, whatever, whatever, you try the sex. The sex is just sex. It's not the emotional component added to it, right? So that's
Mhm.
fine. So now you guys decide to go into the friendship. Fine, no problem. I'll possibly accept that in a 5 month period. If y'all was regularly smashing plural for just 5 months ago, I'm not gonna believe that all of a sudden that them feelings just disappear in a short period of time.
Nope.
Okay, I can get I
Yeah.
can give into that thought process.
Mm-hmm.
I can go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
Yeah.
like okay, so we build it out a year. At what point
Right.
is past smashing? I'm not trying to be too vulgar here, but
Mhm.
what like at what point is that jump off, not jumping off, okay, to just kind of be on some cool, hey, what like I see you when I see you.
I
Like,
guess my question would be if you smashed several times, even after a year, and you're still friends with them, why are you still friends with them?
Right.
Like,
The door's
what,
open.
like, I don't know. It's just my thoughts. Like, why are you still friends with them? Is it that you have this connection, which to me, that's a trust thing. Like, if you still have like this connection, because you're always gonna have a connection, it's gonna be some secret joke or place you went out to, or they did something for you. I feel like this is why a lot of people keep their friends. It's like, knowing the devil, right? Knowing the devil that's in your life. I feel, and this is just me, I do not keep exes as friends, guys that I dated. I'm not friends with them. I can't be. Just because we had something in common before. I'm trying to focus over here. So the guys that I'm cool with, we never dated. Like I just don't want to cross that line because I feel like at some point they're going to forget that I'm probably taken, and at some point they're going to come back in some way somehow. They're going to remind me of something from our past relationship. I just don't want to cross lines like that. That's just my
I
thought.
agree with
Alicia,
you.
I'm not
Can,
so
somebody I've dated in the past. Like friends, as far as us calling, hanging, want to hang out, have
Yeah.
dinner. I'm not friends with any of them. Like we're cool, and
Right.
them. And if I have a question about business or just a random question about anything, we can talk and have peaceful, honest conversations. But I'm not like chilling with them. Like I'm not like, oh, we going to the club, we going out to
and I think that makes sense. So, like, is
Right.
what Danny describing a red flag? Like, so me, like, let's say me and old boy a year ago, were chilling. We smashed once or twice. It really didn't go anywhere, but he's doing positive things in the community. I'm doing my thing. And, he hits me up to ask me a random question. I hit him up like every now and then. Are those red flag behaviors?
so a
No, it's
red
not.
flag behavior is from a dude
I
that
like
if
this
I was
guy over in the side. He's like, "Yep."
yeah,
y-
if we
let me know when I
smashing,
could speak.
Not yet, Robert. Not yet. We gotta let the panel do their thing. But thank you.
if we were smashing, and if it's under a year, 6 months or so, and you continue to let me have access, obviously it was at least decent to good. After a couple of times, and I'm still in your good graces, but it just didn't work out. I'm kind of still in your good graces where I still have access to you. Okay, you didn't block me. You didn't totally restrict me getting at you, so I have access to you. Let's say we go our separate ways. You're dating another guy. The trust comes in where I'm trusting you to block all advances, but your DMs are hot. And I don't want to touch that phone. I don't want to check your phone because I'm gonna see something that you're blocking, but I'm seeing dudes that's trying to get at you. No man wants to see that.
Yeah.
So the frequency of a dude or these dudes that had access to you, sexually, that's a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Out
And
of
that's
sight,
what's
out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Listen, anytime you're gonna be dating a woman that's very attractive, you already know. Anytime she go outside, it's gonna be offers all the time. So that's where the trust comes
Or
in. You
maybe
gotta
somebody
know
they
that it's
dated.
just gonna be all the time.
Or maybe somebody they dated, and you just got to get used to that, right? You got to get used to them being like, "Yo, what up, B?" And did you sleep with them? Like that is
No, you don't have
constant.
to be asking that question. No, again, that's not where trust comes in. No, I'm not fielding
True.
no questions
because that's
from
not what we're gonna
nobody.
do after every time some dude says
Right,
hi.
right,
Like,
right. I'm
Not
not fielding
every
that type of
time.
question.
That was a joke, definitely.
Oh, yeah, you say it's a joke now, but I've experienced that firsthand where we go to a Brooklyn block party. I say
Mhm.
hi to 10 people. She's like, "Oh, did you sleep with her?" The fuck? No, I'm not smashing everybody in this place. I haven't had sex with everybody in this block party.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Curious. Is that I'm curious, Jason, you made a good point. If you're dating someone and they ask you questions like that, is that a red flag for you? If they're
Yeah, that's insecurity. Yeah,
constantly, yeah, I was
yeah,
Yes.
curious about that. Yeah.
right, right. I don't mind having the discussion because again, I'm an adult. I'll have any discussion. You know what I mean? But frequency matters.
Yeah.
Frequency matters, and
Frequency
so
does matter.
yeah, it can't be something where you constantly ask me everywhere I go, "Oh, did you have sex with her?" What difference does it make? They are a friend now. I've been seeing you regularly every day for the last couple months. How would I even have the time to do anything with this person? You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. Focus
So,
on
so moving on to those friends that are platonic, right? Those
yeah,
friends that
yeah,
have been around for a while. What about friend dates? And when I say dates, I mean going out with your
yeah,
friend,
yeah.
chilling with your friend. Jason, why is that cool? And is it also a frequency thing?
Why is it cool?
Yeah. Why is it okay?
It's just balance of being an adult. One person can't be your everything. Whether they live here,
Why
whether they
not?
live far, because it's too much responsibility for one
That's a
person.
lot to ask for.
What
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
just
what happens
asking. Listen, devil's
what happens
advocate.
when that one person got their own shit going on or they don't have time for you? Now you gonna be in your feelings. You
Mhm.
gotta have a life. Everybody needs to have a life.
Like
You can't just be working home all the time.
I agree with that, but sometimes I want it to be a we thing. Like, oh, it's her birthday. Let's go. I'm getting dressed,
Yeah, that's fine.
a drink, and take shots with the girl too. You know?
Well, that's where transparency comes in. Sometimes I hang out with my friends and I'm still sending pictures of the time with the friend to the person in the relationship. All that stuff still happens. So transparency is very important in that regard.
Okay.
Now, I also, my married friends, a couple of my guys, they, when we're out, I'm the single guy, they take pictures, like he'll take pictures of us at the bar and then send it to his wife to reassure her,
Wow.
that, I'm out with Flazell. I know he's single. I know he's off the hook. But look, honey, I'm homeboy. So
Oh yeah, you're that friend that the guys aren't allowed to go out with. 100%. I can see that.
I
100%.
mean,
definitely,
if you're
no,
going out in a
no,
robe with your shirt open,
I
I
said no.
mean,
I
You're
am.
not going out with that one.
No, no,
No.
no, no. I'm that dude. However, I make sure the wives are very comfortable. I'm not gonna put their husbands in jeopardy. No, we're gonna take the minivan and we're gonna do donuts in that mug, okay? We're
yeah.
definitely gonna do that, okay? But I'm not going to jeopardize. And that's the other thing. I protect my married friends, so I'm not gonna put them in situations. Now they want a little bit, or they want to ride my single man coattails, and I'll give them a little bit of razzle dazzle, but I'm not gonna jeopardize them and put them in a situation. So the wives like me.
But why you gotta protect them?
That part.
Because when I was married, and you just kind of want to get out. You just kind of just want a breath of just what's going on in the lane in the street. And then some dudes get a whiff of it, and I show you behind door number one what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys' temptation is too much. I'm not going to put my male friends in the line of fire temptation.
I think that would be more them putting themselves in the line of temptation, you know? Like I feel like that's like them protecting their relationship is their thing. That should be their job, not my job. That's single.
That's true. That's true. But I also want to be a guardrail to protect my man and his marriage. I kind of want to just do my part. Or I could just be, you know what? You're not home. Your wife's not here. Let's go to the strip club. So I got a pocket full of singles. Let's do it. You know, I don't want to do that.
Thing, I guess.
So let me ask. I mean, you were married. Some of us were married on the panel. Some of us, divorced, right? Do you ever end a friendship because your partner, whether it be marriage or, you've been together for a while, do you end that marriage because your new partner doesn't like that individual? And when I say like, I mean they may be getting feelings from this person. They may just be a jealous person, but you're into that individual or you're married, right? What do you do?
Well, I look at marriage as a team, as a partner, like we're building. And you can't build if the foundation not solid, you know?
Right.
And a part of that is us being solid with how we deal with our connections outside of our team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I feel uncomfortable, I want to be able to have that conversation and vice versa. And we can maneuver how we got to maneuver. But one thing about it, whoever I'm married to, like, we're going to stay solid with each other.
Mm-hmm. Until
things aren't solid, and then I'll leave. But other than that, like, I don't see why someone would go into a marriage, something as serious, and then choose to have arguments with their partner over their friendship to the point where their marriage is ending because of it. I think that's.
So would you end the friendship?
If I love my partner and my partner felt comfortable, I would distance myself from my friend because I feel like my partner comes before my friendships.
Has this happened to anyone?
Yes. And I'll piggyback off what Danielle said. I necessarily wouldn't end the friendship because the friendship was there before I met my wife. I would ramp down the communication and the frequency of us talking. I would respect her decision, but I want to know why. Like, if you don't know him and off the gate you're saying, I don't want you hanging out with him, I just want to know, like, why. I don't want to go on, I feel. I want you to tell me why and, what a valid reason and, what came to this decision. So that's pretty much how I would look at that.
I want to say women got a sixth sense and they usually can trust their instincts and usually know that something ain't right. On the female side, the guy side, that's a whole nother thing. On the female side, we can usually sniff out those women that are probably going to be a problem. Most likely going to be a problem. But I don't think I've ever asked anyone not to be friends with, someone that they've been around for a while. Now, if it's someone they just met, again, maybe they start a new job and all of a sudden you got a work wife. No, you don't. You got me. So that would be a problem, right?
Yeah, no, we're not doing work wives at all.
I got a question.
You're not doing work wives in 2026?
All right, Miss Host, can we get Robert to say a couple words because he just said that partners should always disclose when they have had a partner. Excuse me. You should always disclose whenever you have sex with somebody in the room. Always is a big word, so I need to understand why. Why would you do that always? What is the point of doing?
All right, Robert, you want your 5 minutes or 2 minutes? How about that?
Well, no, I won't be long. First of all, I'm really enjoying the conversation, and I hope to follow up and with you guys. I definitely want to get involved. I think, if I'm in the room with my woman and her ex is in there and they had a relationship, and like, why wouldn't you disclose that to me? I think you should disclose that. I think it, as a rule of thumb, because people are funny, right? People are funny, and I wouldn't want my woman to be getting weird looks and things of that nature and be wondering, like, why is this woman Like, why is this woman looking at me this way? Y'all know how that is. So I think I empower her with knowing the landscape of what we're in, and then we can watch each other's back in case somebody tries some funny stuff. And I definitely don't want to be in the room shaking hands all buddy with somebody that's been smashing, a woman I care about. So that was the point that I was making.
Thanks, Robert. I agree with you. I think that if you don't tell them, somebody might, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody could come to the table and be like, "Yeah, remember when y'all were together?"
Yeah.
And your partner is caught off guard. Trust, done. Like it won't feel good. So, Robert, you make a really good point. What
I
what
guess
does the
I guess
panel say?
I
I'm
guess it makes sense if those are the type of people that you have in your past that would come and speak up or give those funny looks.
Mm,
I can't think of one person that I've been in their bedroom, they've been in mine, that would come to somehow infiltrate or mess up a situation that I'm out in a public venue with my person. So nah, I'm not just randomly messing up the energy I'm currently exchanging with my person to just be volunteering information that ain't relevant right now.
mm-hmm,
No,
mm-hmm.
can't do
listen.
it.
But I think where that becomes dangerous only because when you start filtering the information or like
Yeah.
I think that becomes a little tricky.
Hmm. Yeah, I think clarity is important,
Yeah.
and I want to know. I mean, because I'm a nice person, I'll talk to people. I won't treat her any type of way. But I've had situations where I was getting looks, and I was like, "Girl, who's you looking at?" Like you're looking at
That's
me,
what I'm saying. Yeah, right.
but I'm
All
a
right. So for those with friends, again, those with partners, those with friends, curious about talking to your friend who is not your partner about your relationship, whether they be relationship issues, highs and lows, like how much do you share with this friend?
Of the
Curious.
opposite sex
Of
or
the opposite sex.
like okay,
Or
potential
the
partner.
partner. I don't even want to say right because
Yeah.
we all have different views, right? So it could be your
Yeah.
partner, but it's your partner that you're with. But let's say you're sharing information with that friend who is not your partner. Who does that? And who thinks it's okay versus not okay? Curious.
Just like Tamika mentioned, it's all about filtering. You got to
Oh,
know what to share, what
Jason, that's
not
a
to share.
yes.
He's twisting he's
Jason, I'm like,
twisting that
so
word.
you're saying it's okay? Because we can run circles around those words, but is it a yes or a no?
Oh well, yes, yes. I don't have a problem sharing certain things. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what are those certain things, Jason? I'm just curious. I think we're all
Uh,
curious.
again, light information that is I guess widely available or easy to share. Nothing that is heavyweight. Nothing that has a serious gravitas in our relationship. Again, been on both sides of the coin. In the
Mhm.
past, I've shared too much, and
Right.
friends will remember all the negative things. They rarely remember the positive things. And
Mhm.
so you may have a situation in the past where you and your person weren't getting together, and now over time, months, years, whatever, y'all have reconciled on a much better path. But your friends only remember the times that that person did something fucked up. And
Yeah.
so now, anytime you're around that person, is this weird energy. But
Mhm.
you should have learned that you can't share everything. And so now, yeah, I share more surface things. That's it.
Going back to Tamika's maturity.
Right.
Yeah, well, because you learn,
Yeah,
right? You get
exactly.
like you learn, and it's like, okay, I definitely want to hold some, and then you're absolutely right, Jason, about that filter. You don't go and that's regardless of whether or not this is a friend that's ex or a friend that's a guy or a friend that's a girl, like whoever that's outside of your relationship, once you start sharing your relationship with other people, then everything else that comes as a result of that, you open that door for
Mhm.
people to insert themselves into your relationship. So you should monitor your confidant should be your partner. And if there's something I can't share with my partner, then I'm gonna take it to confession. I don't know, but it's not necessarily gonna be to every single homegirl, every single, quote unquote friend, because you don't know what energy they're bringing or how truly, like, you just have to be selective
Yeah.
with what you
Definitely.
share and to whom you share it with.
Absolutely.
Kwame, you quiet.
Brother,
I'm
listen, brother,
curious.
God gave me 2 ears for a reason, so I'm listening.
You listening and learning. Is that what this is?
That indeed, Felicia, that indeed.
So what happens if your partner goes too deep? Too deep to confide in that friend?
That
How would they know?
like
How
that's
would they know?
Did
'cause
you say how would they know, Jason?
Yeah.
I love your questions. They reveal so much. How would they know?
It's borders. Everybody can't have complete free access all the time.
Mhm.
You, as the person that has these branches of friends, branches
Yeah.
of partners, co-workers, family, you have to have borders between all these different people. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They should know about each other, yes, but it can't just be a free-for-all where it's just like diarrhea of information all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm managing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what it's
definitely.
supposed to be.
yeah.
Now, Jason, do you think as the relationship progresses, the trust builds, the foundation is stacked upon, that if she is insecure somewhat about the frequency of
Mm.
women that you know and that you had intimate relationship with in the past, should you then volunteer more information about that? So, maybe she's just not hung up on what you just told her in the beginning, not to shut her up, but just, yes, we did, and that's it. Let's move on. As you progress, do you think you share a little more just to make her assured? That's the issue.
No, well then that goes back to her trust in me. If she don't trust me, then she's gonna not believe the things that I say. I'm not a person that repeats myself too often. If I say that this is the situation that's going on with me and this person, that we did our thing a year ago, 10 years ago, whatever, if I'm saying that the relationship is now platonic, that it is what it is. You asking me the question repeatedly is not going to change my answer. So
No,
again,
no, I say that. I say that because there's certain individuals that we've dated and been in relationships with,
yeah,
that have much more stock, that much more of a bond. You did certain things maybe with her that you didn't do with anybody else.
Mhm.
And past experience, particularly with women, they'll say, I trust you. I don't trust that B. Or like,
yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Bro, I've been in that conversation many times. Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
It
So
reverts
like, do
back to the
you,
same shit, son. It's like we are on offense, right? We go after them. So although there are situations where a woman is aggressive and she's testing the lines and she's sending the sexy DMs and this and that rarely happens. It don't happen to me. So it's not something I have to worry about.
but
If
again, they're giving us access. So to make the access much more comfortable, an admission of a little more or a medium more or a lot more information to make that access, that much smooth.
Mhm.
Do you agree with that? Is that okay? As a relationship progresses.
Do you mean
I'm
you're
not really
disclosing more information to her to help her feel more comfortable with the situation?
Mm.
Is that what you're saying?
Hmm.
Because I was lost for a second. So yes?
Yes. Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. That question might need a little more context, like a more of an example. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be, again, I give people time and grace, right? So if we are in a relationship and the relationship is growing over time,
Mhm.
if I still see those same signs of insecurity popping up repeatedly, then I'm not going to be feeding into that. I'm not going to be feeding into that. If I notice that insecurity is diminishing, then
Mhm.
I'll feed into it because I know that you are getting more secure. I'm not going to be adding information or adding energy into less security. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that, Jason, but I have a little asterisk
Go ahead.
because what if when I think about situations that I've been in,
Mhm.
insecurity sometimes doesn't just come out of nowhere.
Of
I don't
course
just
not.
wake up in the morning and say, I'm
Yes.
jealous. I'm
Yes,
going to be
Tamika.
jealous today. Like that
Yeah,
doesn't always happen, right? So
absolutely.
sometimes when y'all, men typically, or your partner could think that it's for the best to not fully disclose something. And then you find out what it was after the fact. I'm like, well, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you come out straightforward? Or why did you lie? Oh, because I didn't want to upset you. Okay, so now you have laid the foundation that I'm looking at you side eye,
Mm.
right? Because how do I know in future situations you're not going to use that same discernment and be like, oh, I don't want to, I didn't want you to be upset or whatever, whatever. So I do think that once trust has been, I don't want to say broken, maybe it's been fractured, that there may be a period of time where you might have to feed a little bit more, divulge a little bit more, be a little bit more transparent than you normally would be just to earn that back.
Exactly. I think
Now,
it's important for everyone to feel safe in their
yeah.
relationship, and Tamika, that was a great point. Like when you break that trust, you got to build it back up.
Mhm.
That relationship, if you want to blossom and grow more, because women, we don't forget.
No.
We remember, and we pick up on things a lot more quicker than men do, I think, like what Felicia was saying earlier. So
My most
Which is-
recent ex had this habit where I picked up on it real quick. So
Mhm.
if he was going out to dinner, he has a lot of female friends. And if he was going out to eat with his boys, he was like, yeah, I'm going out with the boys. Like he may even like itemize the boys he's going out with. Whenever it was a woman that he was going out with, he's like, yeah, I'm going out for drinks or I'm going out to eat. He'd be
Mhm.
a lot more discreet or wouldn't be as transparent. And then I would have to ask. Now, mind you, when I asked straight up, I was like, "Who are you going? With who? Oh, a coworker. Okay, a
Mm.
female coworker." I have to ask three questions. Why we gotta do this? You're going to tell me the truth. Let me tell you. Like if I ask him a question straight up, he's not going to lie. He's going to tell me the truth.
mm.
But why do I have to get to the fourth question of 21 before you give me?
Yeah,
the
but let's
information?
let's
That's
also
crazy.
remember that bad behavior like that creates these patterns of insecurity. And so when we're not fixed to go into next relationships, that's where those insecurities continue to live on and on and on until the next person fixes it. But it's really, it's not for them to fix. But unfortunately, patterns and behaviors, they exist in all these relationships, which is why I
We're
always try to
bringing our
tell
past
people,
experiences
yeah, which is why I say to
to a
people,
present
before you get
situation.
into the next relationship, if you were burned, take a moment, go to therapy, fix your life, because you are about to make somebody else's life a little bit terrible. And just because it's a trust thing. So, again, just some thoughts, but I'm gonna twist this a little bit. Danny, I'm gonna go to you really quickly. Let's talk about trips. The guy trip, the girl trip, solo trips, right? Are trips permitted without the partner? And why or why not?
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
him having his guy time. I feel like everybody needs that natural bond with like women with women and men with men. I think
Hmm.
I know I enjoy hanging out with my girlfriends. So I'm okay with that. I'm
Do
okay.
you limit it?
No,
Curious.
I don't want to be somebody's owner. I want to have a partner where we share our lives together.
Hmm.
But I want him to express what it is that he wants, and we can come to an agreement. If I don't agree, but I don't want to, like, I don't want him gone for months.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Curious, Danny. Hold on, Kwame. Curious, Danny, if that trip just happens to be a boy trip to the Dominican Republic to play golf. We already know what that code is. So just curious, we all read the Essence article back in the day.
That
So
doggone
we
DR will
that
get you
age.
every
We are
time.
that age. But I'm curious, they going to Colombia, they going to
I was
Brazil,
about to say
they
that.
going to specific places. I'm curious about your thoughts on that and everyone's thoughts, to be honest.
I don't think I would be with somebody I wouldn't be in a relationship if I felt like I couldn't trust them.
Somebody's gonna be playing golf though. I mean, for real.
I be him, come home with a test.
I like that.
I,
Okay.
I, I would I would have a problem with someone taking 3 to 4 trips a year to
Mm.
DR, Colombia, Brazil. That's like I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
Women as well come in, or are we talking about guys? Like, what are we talking about?
All right. If I take myself out of my male
Right.
body, if I was a woman and this ninja was taking 4 trips out the country, that would be sus. But I'm a man, and I'm not gonna just say women are all innocent. If they're
Yeah,
taking trips to Jamaica or Miami or whatever,
true.
then that's sus too.
Yeah, I
It
like
can
that.
be sus. It can be sus
Yeah,
if it's
absolutely.
more than 2, 3, 4 times. Yeah.
Can y'all drop the
Absolutely.
list of unapproved countries in the chat just so I can make sure I
Absolutely.
plan accordingly when I get booed up?
I
I just want
like
to make
that.
sure. I'm going on a girls' trip to Bali. Is that okay? I just want to make sure. I'm not going to end up with any Indonesian men. Like, what? I just want, for the record, trips. Yes, I get it. Look, the
Yeah.
same thing could happen at Howard Homecoming that could happen in DR. So
Right,
I
right.
like
Yes,
choose
yes, the
choose the
HBCU.
thing.
Yeah.
Choose the thing that you stay up at night about very carefully because
I
it can be
like that. And
anything.
I gotta add, I will tell you this. I went to an HBCU as well, and I love my people and I love my fiance, but I will tell you right now, he knows the drill. You cannot come with me to homecoming. Why has nothing to do with guys or anything like that. If I wanted someone back in the day, I would have still been with them. My whole thing is that to me is just a bonding moment. I feel like someone else wouldn't feel comfortable being there because they wouldn't get it. They wouldn't get our little kind of like bond of like being in the trenches at a HBCU. So I get that part. But some people go to these things to see the love that they lost. They go to see all the chicks that, or the guys
Let
that
me
used
see if
to
I
be
can
the
smash what I
hottest
didn't
thing.
smash last year.
All right, so
Mhm.
Felicia,
So
Yes.
Felicia, you're right. I went to HBCU too.
Hmm.
It's not everybody in there. Good couples out there, and people are not doing anything and stuff like that. However, people are going to their alma maters and they're smashing couples.
Hmm.
Number one. Number two, kind of okay. That could sound crazy if my fiance told me, "I love you, baby, but you're not coming to my homecoming. I don't care
Right,
what you say." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
right,
It's
right.
okay. That's
no,
that
And a
I
lot
feel
of
trust.
like
times,
David
That's that
Wilson
trust right there. We
said the
get it.
same thing. He wrote in the chat, "What?" with like
I
questions
know.
and like clearly
Well, let me
that's the hot
also
take
just
from this
let
episode.
let me also caveat that it's me and two of my best girlfriends, and we do everything together. So bringing him and they're not bringing their
Like I'm
husbands,
not watching you.
it's a big deal. We're tight, and it's our time. And I only go to homecoming, just so you know, every like 3 years. So it's a big deal when we go. So that's why he understands.
You can't
Honey,
go.
you can't go with me on this trip. I'm sorry. It's you wouldn't
whatever.
understand.
It's
There
not
ain't
happening.
no there ain't no border to floozying. You know what I'm saying? If your chick gonna be a floozy, she'll be a floozy a block away
Not a
from you
floozy.
versus across the world. Ain't no limit to floozying. You know what I'm saying?
There's no
So,
limit, but when you
There's
know
no
the
zip
woman
code
and you
assigned
dress
to being
them,
a
it's all
floozy.
good.
what's that? Felicia?
There's no zip
What?
code.
Huh?
There's no zip code aligned to being
Nah,
a
Right,
floozy.
right,
nope,
right.
nope.
Again, when you're with an attractive woman, these are the given, the standards that come with it. Every time she leave her house, there's dudes offering some of their services. You know what I mean? So you have to
Who are
have that
these
level of
dudes? I
trust
don't
that people
understand.
Well,
that
I want to highlight this topic. Well, someone made a comment, Chanel, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but they said there is no country that's off limit. It's either there is trust or not. You're allowed to be individuals outside of your relationship. And at the end of the day, it's up to each person to ensure boundaries aren't crossed and they protect their union outside of whatever is happening around them. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
He'll do it in New York, or he'll do
That's right.
Ohio, Wyoming.
That's right. So talking about like accountability and transparency, how much transparency is too much? It's healthy, right? So what about like sharing texts, explaining hangouts, or none at all? What are your thoughts around that?
There is no boundary for me. Like, if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, whatever you feel comfortable talking about, I'll listen. Like,
Mhm.
I love communication. I love talking to my partner, and
Love
I
that.
feel like we're solid with each other. Nothing else could really penetrate what we got going on. So I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I don't ask, but I'm not gonna ask all the time. But if he wants to talk about whatever, I'm open.
I like how you emphasize that, the ask.
Yeah.
What about everybody else on the panel?
There's always going to be things you don't know about your person. Y'all can be together for 20 years, and there's always going to be things that you still learning about them. You have to be a student of your person. And so there's going to be plenty of things that,
Deep. That was deep.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Listen, the nuggets of wisdom, they just spill out sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you always gotta be like I said, a student. You have to listen to what they have to say. But again, that doesn't mean that they don't have to share what is on their mind. They have to always try to overshare. From watching a lot of these reality shows with married people on it, the experts always say you got to overshare. All them little tidbits that you think, they'll just pick it up. They won't. It'll be 20 years from now and they still messing up or didn't think of this thing or didn't say that thing. You have to, communicate.
Now, Jason, I totally agree. You have to be a student, but you also have to be a little mini detective because individuals have to, like the day before I met you, you should be solid. You should be trusting. You should be, you know what I'm saying? You should keep your relationships A1 or B plus. So it shouldn't start when you meet the guy or when you meet her and then you want to be solid because you ain't shit kind of like before that. So I agree with you with the student, but you kind of like need to use your senses and play a little detective to kind of like vet these individuals out here.
Of course. Yeah.
So let me throw this at you, Jason, actually for the men. Let's say, Danny's your girlfriend. Tamika's your girlfriend. They're like, babe, can I get the code to your phone? Because I got to look something up. Would you share that code in this moment, Jason?
Well, I don't have a code on my phone. I've never had a code on my phone.
Oh, okay.
My phone stay wherever it lays, I've had a complete, full, enjoyable life full of ups and downs and ins and outs. And if you want to go through my phone, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. Because I ain't gonna be deleting my life that existed before you just because, you know what I'm saying? As I grow, as I progress, as I make new decisions, as I charter down this new path, I'm happy with the path that I made because of the things that I've learned in the past. And so, yeah, if you have questions or whatever, all right, I'll share with you. But
we have unloaded a new topic. Jason, what did you just say? If they look through your phone, they're gonna get hurt because you don't delete your past. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm proud of my past. My past is the reason why I am educated and experienced and mature now. Without that past, I would not be the person that I am.
An arrow to just point at the women right now. Come on, I need to hear.
So wait, I just want to know what would be in your phone from your past that would hurt her feelings if it's not relevant to the present relationship that you're in.
Well, I mean, I have things that are enjoyable to me. I mean, I have, histories and trips and dates and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't just delete a whole life that existed before I met this person. You mean
what about a Google folder? What about a Google folder?
No, I wanted more context because I didn't know what we were referring to.
All right. Well, I mean, was my context good enough? Was it?
I think we're
it's
trying
enlightening.
To figure out.
I think that again, I'm so glad that this is 40-something-year-old Tamika, not 20-something-year-old Tamika, because I'd be like, well, why you still got a picture of homegirl in your bikini when you was at the VR? Blah blah blah. This damn VR. Sorry, like that. I think that's what my thought process would have been then. But I think now, as a mature adult with my own photo backlog, I can respect memory lane. As long as we're both clear as to what that date is of pre and post. Right. And as long as you're both clear as to what that content looks like after you and I have become a thing, serious and exclusive, then that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's part of the journey. If somebody decided to go through the phone, they would see an active past, but then once I met that person, they would see that past that activity decline, and then it would be focused on one person. Now, you can't cherry pick what you choose to speak on if you want to just dumpster dive in somebody's phone, somebody's past. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, that's where the hurt feelings will come in. Like, I'm not going to be questioning you about who you dated. Every woman has had their own list of experiences, guys that they talked to that wasn't faithful, or maybe the dude that was super sexy but didn't have anything else going on and he was calling you late night. Everybody got a past. Everybody has a past. We all middle-aged at this point. So
Right.
you got to be accepting of that.
Jason,
All right,
everybody
so
has a past, but there's ways to file that past, right? So, for instance, if you still have pictures of old girlfriends on your phone or
Mhm.
you with the old girlfriends, honestly, I don't see why. You have folders that you can put these photos in. Like, what if you're looking at the phone with someone that you've been with for whatever amount of time? And as you're going through that, you stop, right? Or you pass a picture of you in some awkward position with an ex or with, so that's why I'm asking, like, what do you leave on your phone that's from the past versus
Well,
something that could be filed?
you already gave the answer in your question. You said certain things are filed in certain places. Yeah,
Okay.
who ain't got pictures just spread out on the phone everywhere?
I
Who
just want to make sure. I had to clear that up, Jason.
all
listen?
right, so
I got my mama going through my phone. It could be anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be having stuff just all over the place. Come on,
Oh
man.
no, next time I see you, I'm going through your phone just on GP.
Because there's no pin code, Tamika. Because there's no code.
Right.
There's no
Okay.
code.
so
Why not?
Felicia,
Yeah.
if I'm dating somebody and we're just in a trial period, you're not getting the code, you're not checking my phone, that's that.
Oh.
If we're locked in and we're serious and we're exclusive
Mhm.
and I'm off the market, I'm passing my phone to you. Passcode is this. Now, with that said, our memory log goes back sometimes 10 years, 8 years, 5 years. If I'm giving you my phone and you're just scrolling through every picture, you're
Yeah.
going through names and contacts and looking in that text box and looking at pictures, you're
Mhm.
going through stuff, then you going too far. You're kind of being the invasive of privacy thing is too much, and it's like kind of ODing. So you need to kind of just see what's in the recent texts, recent DMs. Is this dude calling any female names? Outside of that, then you're being a little immature with being too invasive.
And that's why I'm never gonna look. It's too much parameters.
Mm.
All these parameters and all these like if
Yeah.
X then Y, but then 1, 2, and it's just too much. Like just trust this, trust this, trust this, trust.
That's
And
right.
and
Right.
what is in the dark will come to light. All the damn proverbs you heard growing up. I do not need my special investigator license to be renewed. I'm good. Keep your phone, keep your code.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Danny, you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really care what my partner did before me, honestly. Like, if he got
Yeah.
a mix of femininity, like whatever happened before me, I really don't care about it. I care more about from the day we started dealing with each other on out. So I'm not really concerned with the past.
Well, adding to that, what about DMs and social media?
Huh.
Because I mean, Danny D, probably across this whole row. Let's talk about DMs. What if you get that DM from, I don't know, an old high school sweetheart, somebody you went to college with, someone you used to date? How do you handle those? Like, how do you handle those? I'm curious. Like, hey, how you doing? You look good. I just seen you. Give me your thoughts on this.
Um,
He
and
leans in.
I know I want Jason to start, but Kwame, I really
I
want to
ain't
hear
got
from
nothing
you
to
on
answer
this.
this.
You give
I'm
me a
listening to
second,
Danny.
Jason.
I'm listening to Danny. I don't have no parts of this discussion.
It's a double-edged sword because I've seen men's DMs usually, unless you're an athlete or high profile celebrity, most of our DMs are just Sahara Desert dry. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
It's
sir.
really,
Thank you.
you know what I'm
Thank
saying? Our DMs, no. But I've been privy of seeing certain women, their DMs is ridiculous. It's all
Flooded, son.
unread. It's ridiculous and it's never ending. So it's a double-edged sword because if a dude that you mess with hops in your DM and says something and you're solid and you block it, that's good. But
Mhm.
it's also a double-edged sword because if I check your DM and you got a whole bunch of deleted messages, that that's kind of sus.
Very
So
true. It's very
that
true.
that DM game, like I don't know what's worse, checking your DM or checking your text log. Like pick your poison.
I feel like DM, right? Because not everybody has your number. And sometimes you're still friends with a lot of people on social media, sometimes the exes. And so they can still have access to you. So
Right.
I do think the DMs are a little bit worse because you could be a little bit more, I don't know, out of control there. Danny, your thoughts?
Hey, look, hey, my DMs are pretty intense.
Oh, oh shit.
I mean,
Little humble brag right there. Okay.
I'm a performer, so it's like when you're in that spotlight, you kind of have that a type of attention from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, my DMs are DMing, and they are definitely more popping than my text. You know, so
But you're a single woman, which
I,
means that
I am single.
that's right. Exactly.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm more focused on work right now, so I'm entertained other by maybe two people in my DM.
All
So.
right. Tamika, thoughts?
They ain't nothing good coming out of them DMs. It's just all fishing expeditions and all like just kind of like trying to see how far they can go. I am not a performer, but I will say that I run up into a lot of the blast from the past DMs, like the high school, oh, you the one that got away DM. Or if I happen to post like maybe on a vacation or whatever, and it's like, oh wow, you're killing them, da da da, chocolate, all the really just basic kind of like, let's see if I can open this window.
Hmm.
Or let's see if she'll crack the window and I could just kick down the door. And then, you just kind of have to be selective in what kind of conversations. I find it interesting. I find it entertaining. I enjoy the banter, but
Hmm.
mostly it will never get anywhere. And then, I promptly say, "Hey, so how's your wife doing?" Because DMs sometimes could be where the the messy ones like to hide their mess,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's probably a little bit more hidden than the overt text messages. I don't know if wives just don't check messages on IG or
Yeah.
whatever, and they just feel a little bit more loose in the DM. But yeah, it's just ain't nothing good coming out of them DMs.
So what if your partner or you found a bunch of DMs, right, with the same person or persons of the opposite sex? It's just like constant. What would you do? How would you react?
Excuse me, what are y'all talking about? You building a bond? You want to talk about what's going on in Israel? We could talk about that. Like, let's talk about it.
Would you shut down their social media at that point?
They're building a relationship at that point.
That's
I
right.
know you, and this is how you flirt. You're flirting with this person.
That's
Cut it
right.
out. Knock it off.
That's right.
So,
All
I
right,
can
guys,
read your
quiet.
code.
Yeah. Guys,
Jason,
be quiet.
I,
Jason.
I, Jason, I don't know too much. If we see a conversation with another dude in the DM, I don't know too many dudes like, well, you know what? Oh, okay, we'll just limit the conversation, you guys. That's dumb.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, man, just like I said in the beginning, every woman gets services offered regularly in every form of fashion when they go outside. So I already know that's part of the experience of being with an attractive woman. She didn't become attractive when I met her. She was already that way when I met her. So I don't have an issue. Dudes are gonna be dudes. They're always gonna, like you said, they're gonna be testing the fence, checking the window, seeing if the moat got enough alligators in it. Did you drop the gate? You know what I mean?
But
It's
Jason,
just
what if
part.
they're entertaining those messages?
Well, then she ain't shit. I mean,
Okay, I'm
I
just checking.
but I mean, but you just like you said, the dark will come to the light. You know what I mean? All of that will be exposed in time.
Yeah.
Um, but again, that's like trying to go out in the rain and not get wet. It's part of relationships. It's part of dating. These are just things that you cannot avoid. They are, you
It
know.
really is just all about how the person is handling it, how
Yeah.
they handle that attention, how they interact. What are they saying or what are they not saying? Is it casual flirting? Are they being polite? Are they being inappropriate? Like, yeah, it's just about those things. But you have to trust that some people that your partner is going to know that line and not cross it.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what.
So
Otherwise, you made a bad choice, and you got to accept your bad choices.
Like, oh, you a
Felicia,
floozy. I'm
now
gonna out.
Felicia,
for being
I've
here.
dated individuals that were solid or trying to, earn my trust where they would show me their DMs and dudes DMing me. I appreciate that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can hide it. And then I don't know anything, and I'm just thinking that everything's cool, and you have a separate conversation with another dude.
And where'd that
that's
get them?
you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. But if you showing me
Yeah.
that dudes are hollering at you, I'm like, okay, And if you're not, so that's I'll give kudos to that.
Do
So
you
what do you
like
do?
it?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, Tamika.
No, you go ahead.
We're probably going the same way.
Moderate,
Do you
moderate. Go
like
ahead.
it, Kwame, because it's almost like a game, right? Like you got the fly chick, right? They all trying to go after her, but you got her. Is it like one of those things? Remember when you were in the room and you were talking about the competition? I'm curious, is that like competition to you? Like keep it on, keep it coming because I got her.
For what Jason said, if you're dealing with a moderate to highly attractive woman,
Mm-hmm.
you have to know what comes with that.
Mm,
And what comes with that is competition from other men, all
mm-hmm.
types of men, rich, tall, all of that. And it can be daunting because you're coming across and coming up against men with either more resources, you know what I'm saying, tall, whatever the case. So you have to be confident yourself
Yeah.
to see if you want to play that game and you don't mind other individuals, being in competition, so to speak. But you have to be built for that. That's very difficult to know that you're in the running
Yeah.
with other bulls. That's every man can't deal with that. That's difficult.
I agree. I agree.
And also that depends on. You mentioned is she was showing you the DMs, right?
Mm-hmm.
That can also be an ego trip for that particular woman to be like, oh, I'm wanted by a whole bunch of other men. Come and look at this. I don't need to see that shit. Why you feel the need to share those things with me? I know you are attractive. You don't need regular inputs to know that you
And
are
sometimes they do.
attractive.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they do.
Again,
Red
that's a
flag.
personal issue, and you got to get back to fixing your picker. You got to pick better. You know what I mean?
So piggybacking off of that, um, emotional versus physical trust, right?
Mm.
Which is harder to forgive, emotional betrayal or physical betrayal?
Both of
So
them.
a
Both of them.
DM to me, that's consistent, right? Because they just like talking to each other. Now it's this emotional connection. Person could be across the world, right? They have like this emotional connection. But what's worse, guys? Like physical or emotional betrayal? Tell me. And if you've been through this, I'm curious how you handled it.
Physical is the worst because that physical betrayal comes with like soul ties and STDs and many other things.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like to me, it's physical. So I don't know. Y'all want me to elaborate? Yeah.
I mean, we got real quiet. People are like really trying to figure this out. Honestly, while the physical, it would bother me, the emotional bothers me the most because that means you stepped away from our bubble and bond to be with someone else, right? Physical to me can be erased. I can get that out of my head. Emotional takes a toll. So, and because to me, you have to start with the emotional. In most cases, sometimes you start with the physical, it just depends. But I mean, in my case, emotional, that's a problem. It's hard to get away from that. It's hard to separate yourself.
With men, it should be emotional. We don't want our women to be with us and then think about another man and. However, we do not want to experience another man, and I'm just using this word just for the context, penetrating our girl.
Mm,
That part right there and the physical part is devastating men can't handle it because it kind of leads into other questions. Well, how was he? Was he bigger? Was he better? And sometimes we punish ourselves. We want to ask these questions. No, it wasn't. His wasn't better. I'm sorry. It's nothing you can say. It's almost like, okay, you shouldn't have done it because all these questions are going to be asked. So it's kind of like the physical for males or for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Danny, Tamika, Jason.
I've had both. I've experienced both.
Wow.
And I can't tell you whether one is better than the other. I can't tell you that. But
Heard is heard.
had my little heart shattered. You know what I'm saying? And no, actually, well, anybody that I know personally, friends, whatever, they know the story. But it was the same person. Started with the emotional, went back to the person, tried the whole relationship again, and then it was emotional the second time. So either way, it still is hurtful. So I can't tell you whether one is better than the other.
Wow. Did you take that person back, Jason?
Well, yeah, I tried the whole relationship the second time around. But you forgive but never forget. So when it happened the second time, I was like, all right, well, clearly, again, my picker was broken. Got to take that responsibility on myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have to rebuild my self-esteem, self-respect, and just make better choices. That's all.
Danny, I feel like you about to say something. Tell us how you feel.
I feel like so with physical betrayal of that sort, there's some type of emotion behind it. I think it contains both the emotional and the physical. That's why I consider it worse. Because what did that woman tap into that made you feel like it's okay for you to betray me and betray what we have and what we've built? So, I mean, just the combination of the two, can't do it. I'm out the door. I'm not giving second chances.
Tamika, you real quiet.
I'm processing everything that everyone is saying. I feel like I should knock on wood that I have never experienced the physical betrayal of trust. More so the emotional. That's, I should say, not to my knowledge have I experienced the physical betrayal of trust. And I imagine, so the emotional part, like once I lose respect for you, and once you have compromised that, yes, you can forgive, but my memory log is way too long, and I will remember dates and times, and it's like, well, you know why? Because when you did this on that cold October or Sunday morning, that's how I feel, and that's why I feel like this. So yeah, the forgiving part actually ends up being quote unquote easier, but not really because you end up not being able to forget. So yeah, the emotional piece is a lot harder to deal with.
Would love to hear from the audience. If you want to share some thoughts on this topic or any of the topics that we talked about, or share some comments, and either you can put it in the chat or you can take yourself off of mute and put yourself on video, put yourself on camera. Let's hear from the audience. Anyone?
Well, my camera isn't working, but what what I will say, I do agree with Kwame. And again, I don't know. I agree with him. I think most men, it's the physical, and mainly because if if your partner, if your woman rather, emotionally bonded with a male that wasn't you, I think as a man, you can feel like, all right, we can work through this. Maybe I wasn't communicative enough. You can talk through that. But once a man has entered you, that's something that can't be repaired. It can't be changed. It can't be adjusted. It can't be mended. I can't change that. I can't change anything about myself after you have already allowed another man inside of you. So I think for most men, that physical is where the buck stops.
You know,
Can I
I
add-
almost clutched my pearls with that one. And sorry, Tamika. And
No,
I
you're
and I
fine,
say
honey.
that. I say that because I've always felt that men can never forgive, but women, for some reason, look past a lot of this stuff. And not that we forgive, never forget. As you said, men never forget. So I'm curious, like, is it, let's say, an emotional betrayal? Could you forgive that? And I'm talking to the men right now.
Well, I think it's based. It's at the time. Again, only speaking from personal
Yep.
experience. At the time, it was based on my mindset. At the time, I
Mm.
didn't. I had a scarcity mindset where I didn't believe that I could do better. I didn't believe that there was any other options out there for me. I thought that she was the best thing going. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna find somebody else that likes me in this kind of way? So I was willing to sacrifice my self-esteem, self-respect for that person. Afterwards, once I got back here out in the streets and I experienced how
Realize who you were.
Like, I'm a
plentiful the
catch.
streets are, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now it's not, I wouldn't be caught dead in a situation like that. You know, I'm with somebody because they choose to be here and I choose to be there with them. If at any point something don't work out, feelings change, the wind blows a different direction, I will return to the streets.
Experience is one hell of a drink. Would
Mhm.
love to hear from
Felicia.
you, Kwame. Yes.
So
He
a
sounded so
man,
sweet when he said your name just
He
now. Like, he
did. I
sounded
was
so
like, what is
humble.
he
Like,
about to say? What are
Felicia,
you telling
hi.
me?
Go
It's a
You
ahead.
setup.
call me when
It's a
someone
setup.
hurt you? What
Right.
happened?
okay. Being like Jason, being on the receiving side of being cheated on, and you're a woman sleeping with another guy, that's totally devastating to us. But on the emotional side, if she was emotionally cheating with a dude that had a work husband and was sharing things, but she didn't sleep with him, I'm like, all right, we can work through that. All right, okay, all right, that's okay, that's okay. So it's part of, we sometimes look at women as not our property, but ours. We're putting, we're putting forth our meat towards our relationships, and that's an acronym: your money, attention, energy, and time. So
Mm.
if I'm investing on different fronts and time, I'm investing time, and another dude that didn't do any of that gets access to you.
Mm.
Where my elephant gun at? Where that?
You fight in the air.
You know what I'm saying? Where that? Because that's no, and that's why guys get upset,
Yeah.
because I put all this investment, and another dude that just had the correct get the gab or a nice smile, you know what I'm saying, just selling candy in your ear, all that, and he got access. I'm ready to jump out the window on that one, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this topic from the audience? Again, you can take yourself off mute or put it in the chat. Oh, y'all just agree with all of us, huh? I like that. I like that. I like that. Well, I want to wrap us up just a bit. It's about 9:23. We are so gracious that you all logged in to watch us talk about these very important topics. And so we will look forward to seeing you in our next installment. I'm assuming this is somewhere in March. You'll hear more about it. Remember to log on to the Black Adult Society and continue to watch us at the Relationship Talk Lounge. Thank you for being part of our society.
All right. See you later.
Peace.
Good night.